In 1 month, devil fruits are going to start appearing all over the world. Once that happens, anyone who gets one will gain supernatural power. In my last life, even after I got powers, my fruit was too weak and my body was too fragile. I ended up dying in a zombie swarm. Now that I've been reborn, of course I'm going to use what I know and take advantage of every chance I get. And as far as I know, there's a devil fruit nearby. It's in the fruit shop next to the school. The name's pretty wild, You're Just Too Beautiful, but I don't know exactly when this fruit is going to appear, so every day I go to that shop, buy some fruit, and check whether it's shown up yet. But today, like always, I was browsing around the fruit shop. The second I got to the pineapple section, 2 short green stems caught my eye. I pulled away the pile of pineapples on top, and the thing attached to those stems was right there in front of me. Yep, exactly like the one in my memory. This was the devil fruit from One Piece, the one belonging to one of the 4 emperors, Kaido. I forced myself to stay calm, checked out fast, and grabbed a bag of other fruit as cover. The moment I walked out, I ran straight into a stocky middle-aged man. He was the guy who owned the azure dragon fruit in my previous life. I secretly let out a breath. If I'd been even a little later, that fruit would have been his. Back in the dorm, I didn't hesitate for a second. I picked up the azure dragon fruit and bit right into it. The taste? Like somebody mixed a slop bucket with a septic tank, swished a moldy rag around in it, and shoved it straight into my mouth. I forced down the nausea and swallowed that bite of fruit. Then I just said screw it and swallowed the rest, peel, core, even the short purple stem. A long while later, I finally took a deep breath. The seed of a miracle had been planted. Now all I could do was wait. Then I pulled out my phone and started scrolling short videos and forums. After checking all the major platforms, I typed in an ID and opened the first video. Yo, you guys see this? This is the Rumble fruit. I'm auctioning it off in the comments. Highest bidder wins. The second I saw it, my heart started racing. I'd already eaten the azure dragon fruit, so I couldn't eat a second devil fruit. But once the apocalypse hit, and people realized what these were really worth, not even a mountain of cash could buy one. This was the ultimate trade resource, and even if I didn't trade it, I could give it to my parents or my little sister. Besides, it wasn't totally impossible to eat a second one. It just took strength and luck. I didn't leave a comment. I went straight into the DMs of this blonde dude named Huang Tianqi. Bro, this thing looks legit, like crazy real, I'll take it. I'm sure you know the people in your comments are just messing around. Just name your price. If it's reasonable, I'll buy it right now. Bro, this is a real devil fruit. Asking $1 million isn't too much, right? If it's real, why don't you eat it? If you're seriously selling it, give me a normal price. Otherwise, I'm blocking you. Then, 100 grand final offer? 1,000. For a collectible with this kind of quality, that's the ceiling. He thought, man, I was hoping to scam a little more. But 1,000 wasn't bad. That was enough to live it up for a while. Fine. Send the money and I'll mail it to you. You're not even a real seller. What if I pay and you never send it? Give me an address. I'll come meet you in person. What? You think you can pull something then? Face to face it is. What's he gonna do, rob me? The second I got the address, I took off. It only took me 2.5 hours to get to the county bus station where he said he'd be. You're the guy selling the devil fruit, right? Give me your payment code. I'll check if it's real, then I'll scan and pay. Pay first, then you get the goods. What, you're really scared I'll stiff you? This is your turf, remember. The blonde guy thought about it. Fair point. He had a little pull around here. If I tried anything, one phone call and his boys would show up in seconds. I took the bag and my hands were actually shaking. I pulled out the devil fruit inside. My heart was pounding. No mistake. This one was real. I immediately sent over the 1,000, tucked the fruit away, and turned right around. If this dump of a county had a train station, I would have gone straight home on the spot. On the way back, I was scrolling short videos on my phone when one clip suddenly caught my attention. Lately, a lot of patients have been suddenly falling unconscious, and many people have also developed strange spots on their bodies. Experts say this may be a new strain of the flu and are urging everyone to wear masks and stay protected. The moment I saw that report, my heart sank. Passing out. Strange spots on the skin. Wasn't that exactly the sign right before the apocalypse broke out in my last life? I didn't waste a second. I sprinted back to the dorm, grabbed the bag I'd already packed, and was just about to run when a scream exploded behind me. People started dropping one after another, weird spots spreading across their bodies. Then an invisible pressure crashed down, pinning everyone in place. And then the ones who'd completely passed out suddenly jolted back up. Their eyes bulged, their nails grew long and razor sharp, and they came charging out of the dorm rooms like maniacs, sending students running in every direction, screaming and crying. But at that exact moment, I felt a power rising from the deepest part of my bloodline. The power of the azure dragon was awakening inside me. I threw my head back and let out a loud dragon roar. Blue scales started spreading across my skin, horns burst from my head, and my hands turned into dragon claws. My whole body started melting and reshaping. The students in the hallway were scared out of their minds. They thought I'd turned into a monster too, just like the people who had collapsed. Once I shifted into my human beast form, my physique shot through the roof. Strength, defense, speed, recovery, they all jumped massively. And right then, 2 zombies lunged at me from behind. One swing of my dragon claws sent them flying. Another zombie burst out of a nearby dorm. I opened my mouth and blasted out a stream of heat. The flames instantly burned it to ash. But after that one blast, I could feel my stamina drop hard. Devil fruit powers run on stamina. Even once hockey becomes common, what you burn in the end is still stamina. During the first divine reward phase, it's all about building your body. I'm not some monster like Kaido, and I definitely don't have his insane physique. So even with the azure dragon fruit, I still couldn't bring out its full power. But I wasn't out of options. I gripped the baseball bat in my hand. I had this one custom made, thicker, heavier, built specifically for smashing zombie heads. I swung the bat, crackling strands of electricity wrapping around it. The Azure Dragon Fruit can control wind, fire, and lightning. In that hallway, I was tearing through everything. It didn't take long before the other students noticed. And because I kept mowing down zombies, they finally had a chance to catch their breath. With electricity wrapped around my bat, every swing hit like Kaido's Thunder Bagua. Any zombie in front of me was basically dead in one shot, but I wasn't getting drunk on the killing. I fought my way downstairs as fast as I could. I had two goals. First, get home. In this life, I wasn't going to let my parents and little sister get bullied again. Second, kill 100 zombies as fast as possible. Because once you personally kill 100 zombies, the divine reward space opens. And once that happens, I can exchange points for training methods for all 3 types of hockey and power myself up even faster. The Azure Dragon can fly. But with my current stamina, there was no way I'd make it all the way home in the air. So I gripped my iron bat and kept pushing forward like a dragon war god, unstoppable. A huge group of students started gathering behind me, trying to follow me out of the building. But what they didn't know was this. In the apocalypse, nowhere is truly safe. If they stayed in their dorms and barricaded the door, they'd probably last longer. The moment I rushed out of the building, I narrowed my eyes. What I saw downstairs was enough to make my scalp tingle. This school used to be an old mass grave. Rumor had it the yin energy here was so heavy that people kept getting sick after the dorms were built. Later, a feng shui master suggested building a school here, using the strong yang energy of young people to wear down the evil energy. And that was why all those skeletons buried underground, long turned to dry bones, were now crawling up from the dirt under the infection and attacking every living person they saw. Somebody save me. The whole campus was in chaos. Everyone was running for their lives, panicking, shoving, crashing into each other. I ignored all of them, locked onto the school gate, and charged straight ahead. Zombies, skeletons, whatever got in my way, all of them got blown apart with a single swing. Right when I finally reached the gate, my body suddenly froze. And not just me. Everyone, even the zombies, stopped dead in place, like the whole world had been hit with a pause button. Then everything went black. The first divine reward had arrived. Devil fruits descended. The divine reward space had opened. When I woke up again, I was already inside a strange new space. There was no time, no distance here, just 2 glowing screens, one big and one small. On the big screen were the words, Divine Reward Shop. On the small one, Status Panel. I already knew all this from my previous life. This was a blessing granted by an unknown existence. You could use points to exchange for all kinds of items, cultivation methods, combat skills, gear, potions, and more. Because you are the first person to kill zombies and reach 100 points, you will receive a divine reward. And because you reached 100 points within 10 minutes of the apocalypse beginning, the reward tier has been upgraded. You may choose one of the following rewards. 1. Perfect Fruit. It upgrades your current Azure Dragon Fruit to a perfect state and completely removes its side effects. Once those side effects are gone, you'll not only be immune to sea stone and seawater suppression, you'll also be able to eat a second devil fruit without your body exploding.